In the depths of the spiritual world, there is a promise of healing and renewal available to all who seek comfort and liberation. It is not just a hope, but a real power that can transform lives, break the shackles of despair, and fill the heart with joy and peace. Imagine that words have such power that they can heal wounds, both physical and mental. There is no need to consider yourself unworthy of this gift, for it is faith and humility that opens the way to receiving grace. It is more than a visit to a home. It is an invitation to let light into the innermost recesses of the heart. There, in the depths of the soul, the words that bring healing will be inscribed. With a single touch, the chain that shackles the freedom of the spirit will be broken. Pain, fears, and anxieties will disappear as if by magic, because even the heavens listen to the words spoken with love and care. The pursuit of happiness is the natural desire of every human being, and that is why it is suggested to spend time in reflection and prayer. It is an opportunity to feel the closeness of a higher power, to experience its love and protection. It is a gift that is offered to be embraced wholeheartedly, a power ready to pour out and envelop with the healing energy of the Holy Spirit, always present. It is not a matter of being held captive by painful memories or of considering oneself alone and paying for past mistakes. The world is full of challenges, but it is important to remember that it is a world already conquered for everyone. Man is a child of the Almighty, and therein lies the unshakable promise. One should trust the higher power in every endeavor and challenge, for that is how one can emerge victorious from any situation. It is known that there are times when tears flow for hours, sometimes for no apparent reason. This happens because deep down there is a longing to return to the roots. The heart yearns, the spirit seeks a higher beginning, and the whole being realizes that without this connection, one cannot achieve wholeness. It seems as if life is slipping away, and the peace and happiness that has been sought for so long remains unattainable. It is as if the people closest to one another are growing farther away every day. But it is important to remember that the source of blessings is near, ready to fill life with everything necessary and wash away sorrow. The higher power is always near, looking for opportunities to grant grace and support. Immerse yourself in these life-giving waters. Let them wash away the burden of sadness that clouds your mind, and be assured that the feeling of desolation will no longer touch your soul. Your unwavering faith has worked wonders, and now just one word is enough to dispel your doubts. Healing has come into your life because you have opened your heart, and now an invisible guest has taken up residence in it, ready to stay forever. He is tirelessly caring for you and your family, ready to shower you with blessings beyond your wildest expectations. Invite him into your home, open all the corners of your life to him, and let his blessings flow out, bringing peace to your soul and comfort to your heart. With his breath, he has cleansed your house of filth, breathed life into every corner, and dispelled the disorder and chaos left behind by your trials. You are now clean and forgiven, and all that remains is to accept this gift. Do not think that you are blameless or immune from temptation. You are a child of his love, but you are also human, and therefore you cannot escape hardship. But he will always be there for you, ready to lift you up and support you on the way forward, even when you stumble. In life, battles are inevitable moments when mistakes seem crushing and failures plunge into the abyss of shame and despair. A person may feel as if he was once again smeared with the mud of defeat, but it is important not to lose sight of the higher purpose, because it is Providence called him to the struggle. It is through divine power that he will be able to purify himself, gain new strength, and earn forgiveness. Time after time, it is necessary to move forward in spite of all the obstacles that arise on the way. Enemies filled with anger and devoid of any remorse, consumed with envy of the triumph prepared by fate, are ready to do anything to attack and shake the peace of mind. But it is important to remember that man hears the call from above and realizes its meaning. His love for his family and his desire for its prosperity encourage him to face challenges with courage, to work tirelessly, to keep faith and not to doubt his promises. The willingness to be blessed is obvious to detractors, and that is why they try to interfere. They underestimated the power of the spirit, thinking that man is too weak, and did not foresee the appeal to a higher power, the recognition of his weaknesses and mistakes. And then the decision that was made to forgive, to support and guide to prosperity. The presence is always there, and no one has the power to make one feel insignificant, overpowered, or broken. In the event of a fall, support is promised and help to rise. Family, even those who are far away, will experience this powerful presence in a whole new way. It is offered to take a hand and prepare for triumph. New life is breathed in, and blessings on life's journey are channeled. While others tremble in the face of the unknown, one stands strong and ready for anything that may happen, brimming with courage. He will have to walk in the light of day under the watchful eye, and at night while resting, the heart will be whispered instructions. Wonderful things will be shown, guidance will be given to move forward with confidence, avoiding the nets set by ill-wishers. Protection from trouble, support, and transportation to a safe place where blessing awaits is promised. Those who rely on a higher power are like eagles soaring high and purposeful. These people have the knowledge of someone they can trust wholeheartedly, someone who loves them boundlessly and bravely. They are destined to soar upward, reaching for the heavens, in touch with the divine. At the top of the mountain, they will find renewed strength and unshakable faith. Returning to their homes, they will be filled with confidence to continue their search and service. Trust and hope will find their inseparable companions, and doubts will not shake their faith in the powerful words that have given them wings to fly on. The world beyond, hidden from the eyes of the majority, will open its gates to those who trust in a higher power. Where others see only want, their families will know security and prosperity, and their tables will always be full of food. They will be given gifts for spiritual growth, and the confidence planted in their hearts and in the hearts of their loved ones will be indestructible. May they go out to receive generosity with confidence, for the owner of this garden is their Father in heaven. They have been chosen to prosper in the land given to them. May they cast away their fears, excuses, and reasons for which they have clung for so long. From now on, they will not rely only on what they see, for they have gained a deeper understanding. When faced with a new challenge, let them turn to the words of a higher power, kneel down and quiet their hearts for a while. In the silence of waiting, the inner voice, filled with holiness, is ready to address everyone, offering a way out of difficult situations, finding answers to deep requests, and dispelling the fog of doubts. There is no need to feel fear in the face of difficulties or to let obstacles stand in the way, because a firm determination will allow you to overcome any obstacle. Renewed energy will fill your being, as if returning your youth, and will allow you to meet the challenges of fate with your head held high, relying not on physical strength, but on the all-powerful support of a spiritual guide. Triumph will come not through aggression or violence, but through a sincere search for the divine presence, which is always near, in the privacy of the room, in the depths of the heart, enveloping its warmth at the moment of conversion. The response will not be long in coming. It is enough just to utter a word, and the one who bestows grace and love will manifest his power. Everything is possible with him, and opponents will be defeated by the bright light of inner faith. Blessed times are coming when good fortune itself will knock at the door, but it is not a matter of blind luck or brute force. The divine will blesses the elect, and this is not a competition where accomplishments are judged and compared to others. Presence is here to speak and give blessings because of boundless and unwavering love. While many spend tremendous effort trying to gain favor, putting on a mask of sorrow, or taking ostentatious actions to gain attention, they overlook the true, genuine faith that man possesses. He is unshakably convinced of the existence of a higher power, confident in his faith, able to walk through flames without being scorched, to overcome storms without drowning, and even to command chaos to subside, and he obeys. He is entrusted with the ability to show love through kindness to all who meet on the path of life. Extraordinary events will begin to happen when he reaches out with gratitude and humility, when his motives are pure and directed towards helping and creating good. The higher power does not manifest itself in boisterous declarations, but it must be remembered that when a man seeks it in silence and solitude, it will honor him when he goes out into the world, and miracles and signs will follow, testifying to its presence. This message has already been received, but it is necessary to receive it again, to feel it and internalize it, to unite one's faith with the desire to know the higher power, and then it will unleash its power over man. By keeping humility in his heart and gratitude in his soul, man finds an inexhaustible source of abundance. He needs a miracle, a divine intervention to relieve him of his pain, confusion, and anxiety. He craves a higher power, needs spiritual nourishment, peace, serene sleep, and joyful awakening. He needs love, and divine love is infinitely his own. Let him receive it today in full measure, holding fast to the faith that gives support to the promises made from above. God is his protector, his faithful guide, his guardian from danger, his intimate friend, and together they will celebrate the long-awaited blessing when it knocks at his door. He is told simply to wait and trust, for what he desires is on its way. A life-transforming change is coming. The mind must be filled with divine promises that bring healing. It is time to renew the mind and change the response to the challenges of destiny. Whenever obstacles arise, one should remember that he will not be left alone to face the difficulties. No matter how severe or painful the challenge, one can always grasp the divine hand seeking support. The realization of deep affection makes it impossible to leave someone who has become so dear to one's heart. This person is like a child nurtured in love and care. It is worth holding tightly to promises, for they are reliable, real, strong, and true. These promises know no time, and the devotion is boundless. Always there for you, no matter what the cost. One must listen to the voice that guides and protects, surrounding them with love. That voice has always been there for you, never leaving you to fend for yourself. Perhaps now there are difficult times, but do not give in to fear, because everything is transient. Even if sadness and doubts overwhelm, it is time to stop struggling and worrying. In the hands of a loving heart, everything finds peace and harmony. It is important to remember that love is eternal, and it is love that gives strength to break free from the shackles of despair and fills the heart with joy. In the presence of a loving heart, one feels peaceful and happy. When the storms of the outside world come with all their force, one should trust the loving heart and let its words be the light that illuminates the way. Even if ill-wishers speak of defeat, words of comfort and assurance remain unshaken. There is no need to fear and doubt, for a loving heart will be there for you even in the most difficult times. He will be there ready to support in a difficult moment, and when tears come to the eyes, he will be waiting for a person to be able to spill out all that he has been holding back in himself for so long. Let him not be shy to share his worries, for his life is of great value to him. As before, he will continue to be supportive, showing his boundless love in many different ways. May he never doubt that he is always there for him, protecting, defending, and caring for him, and meeting his needs, listening to his words and prayers, and directing his angels to answer his requests. His sincere faith fills his heart with joy. When a person openly shares his hopes with him, some may say that one should not approach him only with requests, but he encourages one to seek him with all his heart, and he will take care of everything else. There will come a time when a person will realize that he knows his needs before they are even voiced. It gives him true pleasure to hear a person make requests of him, feeling the beating of his faithful heart. In such moments, the person realizes his love and the assurance that he will surely respond. He is especially admired for his equanimity at times when responses do not keep pace with his expectations. His stamina is truly remarkable. He is now learning the art of waiting, with the faith that the best is in store for him, and with the knowledge that a carefully thought-out plan is unfolding in his life. Let him be uplifted, for a mighty power surrounds him. The times of sorrow will recede, giving way to the ardent faith that will once again fill his abode in his very existence. He already knows this. His love for him and his loved ones is boundless, and he intends to lavish it on them so that all may see for themselves his care. His love is a support, his grace is inexhaustible, and his mercy knows no limits. May these words be a source of comfort and assurance, which he needs in his daily life. He is ready to send down blessings of peace and tranquility, along with all blessings, even before they are prayed for. Everything will turn out for the best for him and his family if he strengthens his faith in the promise, fills his soul and mind with its words, renounces everything that pushes him to loneliness and alienation from the world, and gets rid of harmful habits. A person's well-being is threatened, his vital energy is running out, and he needs to confront those who are trying to lead him off the true path. If someone tries to drag him into darkness, he should leave immediately. He has been given love and forgiveness and now wishes to be freed from his sins and mistakes. There is always someone who is ready to listen and understand everything he encounters with open arms. Peace and tranquility belong to him even in the midst of the storm. Despite all challenges, he should renew his energy, stay strong, and keep moving forward, discovering his inner strength. He was created to be resilient and courageous. If he holds tightly to his hand with faith, he will see miracles happen. His family is also blessed, and his spirit inspires many, even if they don't express it out loud. His presence, especially in difficult times, is an inspiration to them. When life gives him surprises, those around him notice his desire for life and see where his strength comes from. He should continue on this path, keeping his faith strong and not looking back. He has built a life and home filled with faith. He should pray for those in his family who are resisting change in their actions, words, and faith. There is no need to worry as the work on their hearts is already underway. By daily immersing oneself in his word, one allows his promises to be imprinted in the depths of one's heart so that each new morning awakens in anticipation of fresh expressions of his boundless love and tireless care. He treasures every child deeply, calling him to entrust all sorrows and disappointments to him, to give up dreams that had to be abandoned, and moments when the desire to give up arose. All the voices that whisper about their own failure must be laid at his feet. He seeks to reveal true love, to make it felt that there is one who adores with an honest and pure love, incomparable to anything previously experienced. It is a deep, tender, and powerful love that he nurtures. He calls for continued prayer, for he longs to see everyone close to himself, safe, sheltered in his divine embrace. Despair, seeking to consume, tries to pull away, to tear away from his care and drag through the harsh wilderness. But this is not the future he has ordained. So he reaches out his hand to lift, to give peace, to banish cares, and give the strength that is sought. Whether love is offered is the question that demands an immediate answer. Is strength accepted, offered with an open heart, crying out for honesty? A pledge of loyalty is sounded, but with the realization of the inevitable. Even if escape is attempted or under the onslaught of hostile forces, leaving will not be allowed. Wherever the recipient ends up, there will always be someone to guide them back. The adversary who seeks to destroy the world will try to convince of utter loneliness, of love turned away because of imperfections. But this is a lie. Never will the one to whom this message is addressed be forsaken. Nothing can break the bonds of love, be it guilt, rejection, failure, or condemnation. This love is unshakable and unforgettable. This truth, already known, is confirmed again. The heart is warmed by the radiance of eternal love, tangible and instilling a renewed drive to live despite all challenges, obstacles, and attacks. From that moment, the transformation begins. By welcoming love into one's life, a complete inner transformation takes place. The past, all negativity and pain are left behind. This day becomes the starting point of a new stage, the moment when the personality begins to fully utilize the gift bequeathed to it, immortality in close proximity to its creator. The Holy Spirit residing inside serves as an inexhaustible source of energy necessary to overcome the trials of life. As soon as the divine spark ignites his soul, he will feel an irresistible need for sincere praise. Soon the full force of divine power will be revealed to him, and he will be guided by the hand of the Creator to places beyond all imagination. Songs filled with rejoicing will ascend to the heavens, and the burdens that had previously weighed upon him will disappear without a trace. Man will see himself through the eyes of the Almighty, as a priceless soul raised high above worldly vanity to triumphantly overcome every obstacle. He is alien to cowardice and doubts about the divine word. He is not one of those who willingly plunge into the darkness of lies and delusion, feeling lost of their own free will. These people turn away from love and care, mistakenly believing that blamelessness is the key to winning divine favor. However, all that is required is a heart filled with unwavering faith. If ill-wishers try to break the spirit, one should firmly repel their attempts by rejecting their false promises and hypocritical requests for friendship. In the maelstrom of life, it is especially important to surround yourself with people whose influence is creative and inspiring. It is necessary to appreciate those who respect personal boundaries, do not seek total control, and do not impose their will in family matters. One should firmly distance oneself from negativity, rejecting even the shadow of defeat or contempt. Sincere friendship with those who honor and protect personal space, who avoid interference in privacy and the spread of gossip, should be worth its weight in gold. Welcome into your life people whose support is selfless and whose motives are pure. True help does not come from the desire for profit, but from the depths of a sincere heart. The journey of faith is an intimate dialogue, the pursuit of which opens up the possibility of hearing revelations about destiny's plans. In seeking to deepen spiritual connection, one should seek solitude in the silence of early morning, when the world has not yet awakened from its night's sleep. In these precious moments, you can pour out your deepest desires and pleas. It is important to listen attentively to the signs and instructions that life offers on a daily basis. By keeping faith, one opens oneself to countless blessings for oneself and one's loved ones. The presence of the higher powers manifests itself in many ways. One need only call upon them. In response to a sincere call, amazing things can be revealed. Dreams, visions, and revelations of grandiose plans that are destined by fate. Stand before the majesty of the miracle. Take this message with deep faith, and inexhaustible blessings will be your reliable defense. There may be difficult times on your life path, but every day will be illuminated with unwavering love. Even if trials try to break you, loneliness will never take hold of your soul, for love and protection will protect you everywhere. Stop for a moment to listen, close your eyes, and let these words penetrate your heart. Have the courage to ask for what you need: support, healing, inspiration, and wisdom to achieve your goal. Offer prayers not only for yourself, but also for your loved ones and all those you care about. And even when difficulties appear on the horizon, remember that presence will always be a constant companion in your life. He is not far away. You do not need to raise your voice. He hears your every whisper, sees your silent tears. He is near you when you turn to him in prayer. He listens to your requests and will never turn away from them. When you approach him in sincere faith, free from anger and resentment, choosing the path of forgiveness, you realize the transformative power of gratitude, realizing what a heart filled with it can achieve. Your faith-filled prayers are precious to him. He looks upon them with love, answering them with tender care. Accept these answers with patience, trust, and gratitude, knowing what blessings they will bring to your life. He is an active participant in the destinies of those who are dear to one's heart and encourages him to show these people their worth and demonstrate his faithfulness. This will surely transform their existence in a world where they often lose their bearings. The example of man serves as a bright beacon to show them the way back. He is always waiting, ready to offer his protection even to those who are mired in doubt. Man's love for these people is reason enough for him to bless and shield them from trouble. In time, they will realize that their lives are not shaped by random chance, but by his all-encompassing love. They will certainly appreciate the man's efforts, the sleepless nights spent in prayer, and the tears shed for their well-being. The storms will undoubtedly subside and the earth may shake, but those who turn to him will find hope and unwavering faith. While some may stumble, entangled in confusion, and losing the ability to discern between good and evil, a man must remain steadfast in the midst of chaos. His vessel must be strong, guided by his leadership to a safe harbor. When trouble is looming, one should not lose his presence of mind. When one feels his resolve weakening, he should meet these trials with courage, hold tightly to his hand, and keep moving forward with boldness. Accept with an open heart the immutable truth, and if your faith is strong, lift up your gaze and boldly enter the struggle of life. You are endowed with courage and unshakable confidence to follow the path of the bounty of destiny. Do not take your eyes off the higher purpose. Do not give in to empty temptations and meaningless threats, realizing the invisible presence of the divine in your life. Declare with unshakable confidence, I trust you completely, my all-loving God. Say aloud that he is your faithful guide, and then you will have everything you need for prosperity. Even if the world around you shudders, you will find peace by the still waters, satiated in the fertile fields. He will fill your soul with heavenly grace, guiding you along the righteous path. Do not give in to fear, for the divine presence is always near. This unshakable faith will sustain you in the darkest times and in the fiercest battles. Place all your hopes in him, and then, even if your enemies are in chaos, your life will be filled with peace and abundance. His teachings and gentle guidance will show you the right path, illuminating your spirit with divine light. Kindness and love will be your faithful companions, and his words will echo in your heart forever. All the days of his existence, this person will spend under the patronage of the higher power, trusting it completely. This task is not difficult. It is enough to realize his earthly nature and limits of possibilities, dedicating his life to following the divine commandments, spreading joy and blessings around him daily. Let him hear this call and heed the instructions, for in them lies the immutable truth. By remaining faithful to these teachings and turning away from evil, he will witness the transformation of his life for the better, feeling the favor that will accompany his every endeavor. The higher power urges one to avoid the temptations of the fleeting and seeming. A life lived in accordance with divine principles will inevitably lead to positive changes. It is important to remember that sin brings only pain, confusion, and destruction. Although sinful acts may seem attractive for a short time, the consequences are always sad and devastating. The renunciation of sin opens the way to blessings, rekindling the light of hope and restoring lost joy. Let man stand firm on his path, avoiding the traps set for him. The road of sin leads only to loss, but by avoiding everything that distances him from the higher power and listening to its advice, he will see his life miraculously transformed. His love, like an all-consuming flood, is ready to pour out on anyone who opens his heart to it. The deepest transformations will touch the very essence of human nature, enveloping souls with warmth and light. Relationships will blossom with new colors, health will be strengthened, and endeavors will be crowned with triumphant success. Let not the slightest doubt creep in, for his every word is the truth. By following his instructions, the faithful followers will be able to savor the sweet fruits of their devotion. Boundless peace and blessings will be their faithful companions at every step, for he repays each one according to his merit and is not indebted to anyone. It must be remembered that everyone has been given the choice between a life of light and darkness. Individual decisions remain the exclusive prerogative of each person, but they inevitably have consequences that must be faced. Rejection of his way is fraught with sadness and confusion, distorting the path that was originally intended. But embracing a life of truth, love, justice, and forgiveness can work wonders. Blessings will seek those who follow this path, promising a future full of hope and bright prospects. For this reason, he calls us to trust him and to believe in the words that he speaks. The creator of the universe, the source of unconditional love, is always in this role. He is the eternal Father whose presence is always tangible, and there is no sacrifice he is not prepared to make for his children. Total trust and unconditional devotion to him can transform lives beyond recognition, opening up horizons never dreamed of before. The Almighty has power over all circumstances. He is able to turn sorrow into rejoicing, need into prosperity, anxiety into peace, and sickness into healing. He invites his children to trust him completely, to be strengthened in their faith, and to witness the miracles he is ready to perform in their destinies. Accepting his will and following his plans will lead to a harmonious transformation of all aspects of life. Reliance on a higher power opens the heart to the flow of love and power. There are no difficulties that cannot be overcome with his help, and there are no questions that he cannot answer. His understanding is boundless, and his wisdom has no limit. Putting yourself in his hands is a step towards incredible changes and miracles that were previously unimaginable. The Creator calls his children to give him every bit of their lives and to live according to his commandments. Boundless love and forgiving kindness contain inexhaustible power that can crush any obstacle, as well as the serenity necessary for patient waiting. Let nothing frighten you on the way to new accomplishments, for what is destined is good, without flaws and fully satisfying. The Most High always seeks the best for his children, and there is no peak that he could not conquer for their sake. One should not indulge in despondency and feel the universal conspiracy, nor should one retreat before the difficulties that arise on the path of life. It is important to remember his invisible presence at every step. There is no need to be afraid of hardships, but to keep faith in your heart and follow his commandments. For there are no impossible tasks for those who believe. He will give strength, wisdom, and courage. One should look up to the heavens and gaze into the future that is prepared, a future full of grace and countless blessings. One should not limit oneself and let the storms of life pull one down. It is necessary to strive to live in accordance with his teachings and turn away from evil. Then the world around us will be transformed for the better. Some higher power expresses its readiness to lavish blessings on human life, promising unprecedented success and prosperity. It is claimed that with the help of this power, it is possible to achieve any goals. It promises to guide one along the path of virtue and righteousness, urging one to keep moving forward and following directions. It is assured that all needs will be met, and this power will not stop until it fulfills all promises made. It is emphasized that those who put their trust in her will be bathed in abundance in all areas of life. Hard times and trials, it is stated, will soon come to an end. It is hoped that one will not lose faith, for this power intends to honor one's courage by addressing him as a dear child. One is urged to listen carefully to the words of this power, not to give up or lose hope, to remain steadfast and courageous. One is warned against allowing fear or doubt to take over the mind, and is promised that even in the darkest of times and when feeling overwhelming uncertainty, this power will be there to accompany one through every trial and difficulty. It is assured that it will not turn away, but will support and protect on life's journey, calling out to it in times of need, and it will come to its aid immediately. Whatever difficulties a person may face, he will never be abandoned or forsaken, because there will always be support. It should be remembered that behind the darkest night inevitably comes the dawn, and every morning brings new perspectives. Every storm is eventually replaced by peace. Everything in this world is transient, but the promise and those who believe are eternal. Just as the heavens and earth will one day disappear, so too will all current problems disappear, and soon the trials one struggles with will come to an end. It is important to believe that what is being said is true. No one will not leave or let go of their hand, because they will always be there for you, enveloping you with their love and illuminating the path with the brightest light. You need to give your all in every moment, chase your dreams, and relentlessly pursue your goals and plans. One should keep moving forward, never back down, and ignore any negative talk. You shouldn't let harsh words or rumors break you down. It is important to listen and heed the words. In the spiritual sphere, you can find a source of grace and support, so necessary for the realization of the most daring plans. Appeal to this higher power allows you to confidently move towards the intended heights. It is able to bestow harmony that surpasses all earthly perceptions, giving a sense of freedom and peace. This invisible essence is always near, protecting and guiding, ready to generously reward the efforts and loyalty. Everything sown with diligence and dedication will definitely bear fruit. Soon it will be time to reap the deserved rewards, filling life with joy, satisfaction, and well-being. Therefore, you should not give in to difficulties. You need to stand firmly on your own, showing courage and unwavering honesty. In the journey of life, there are no trials that would be impossible. The higher power gives an opportunity to overcome any obstacle and temptation. One must be courageous and brave, and despite the complexity and frightening circumstances, remember its constant presence. It must be remembered that the more difficult the trial, the greater will be the reward. What now seems like an overwhelming struggle will eventually become a triumphant victory. Let him move forward boldly and confidently, entering the battle of life with unwavering faith and determination. It is important that he always remember, at every step of his journey, in every battle with difficulties, he will never be alone. An invisible presence will always surround him, giving him the strength and courage to move forward, even when the road seems impregnable and the burden is overwhelming. He should know that he is capable of overcoming any obstacle that appears on his horizon. Let him cherish the spark of hope in his heart and not let it be extinguished in storms or trials. For perseverance is rewarded, and perseverance inevitably leads to triumph. He must remember that he has more resilience than he realizes, and it is this resilience that will enable him to turn difficulties into opportunities, tears into genuine laughter, and fears into unwavering courage. He must not give up. He must not retreat, for his fortitude and faith will open before him horizons beyond his wildest dreams. Let him trust, believe in the abilities with which he is endowed to meet life's trials and tribulations with dignity. For hidden within him are not only skills, gifts, and talents, but also a tremendous power that can lead him to the light even in the darkest of times. So let every step be filled with courage and the spirit rise with unshakable confidence. For the higher power accompanies at every stage of life. Believe in the miracles that will happen in destiny, where every labor, every tear shed, and every prayer offered will be rewarded in full. Let boundless love envelop and lead to a bright and triumphant future, destined from above. Let us not forget that everyone is a priceless treasure, and support will always be there, guiding dreams, aspirations, and desires with inexhaustible love. The story of life is still being written, and lessons, love, and personal growth will meet in its pages. One must hold on to hope, realizing that hard times will pass, and looking back, one will see how one's personality has grown and what path has been traveled, thanks to resilience and perseverance. One must hold on to one's faith even when it seems like the whole world is turned away. It is important to remember that the higher power is always near and to strive to live a life of love, obedience, and holiness, remembering the sacrifice of Jesus, who out of great love gave himself on the cross for everyone. Strive unceasingly for an existence purified from every manifestation of immorality and vice. Discard greed. Do not allow obscene language, senseless talk, or vulgar witticisms to come out of your mouth. Stay away from behaviors and addictions that lead to immoderate excesses, to a life of indiscriminate lusts and passions. Instead, be strengthened by the power of the divine spirit and let praises and words of appreciation flow from your heart. Let your deeds be a reflection of the love and mercy revealed to you from above. Let your behavior be a vivid testimony of kindness and generosity. Remember that no one who is driven by lust for gain or worships false idols can enter the kingdom of heaven. Do not give in to deceptive arguments or false doctrines that cloud your perception of the divine word. Beware of teachings that lead you away from the truth and down the road to destruction and despair. Stand firmly on the guard of the truth contained in the divine teachings, for it will be your defense against the wiles of the enemy. Do not allow worldly temptations and evil ways to possess you. Avoid gossip and malicious criticism, and do not allow such things to become an obstacle to your faith and spiritual growth. Avoid the pernicious teachings of the wicked and the fleeting temptations of the world. Do not allow darkness to penetrate your souls. Remember, my dear ones, you are the light illuminated by Christ Jesus, and your life should be filled with kindness, love, justice, and truth. For this is what brings me joy. Make it your raison d'etre to fulfill my precepts in your daily affairs with incorruptible honesty, prudence, and wisdom. Do not miss any opportunity to study my word more deeply, for these are difficult times and we need brave warriors of the Spirit, not frivolous fools, those who have the wisdom to understand my will. Therefore, my children, hold fast to your faith, trust me completely, and be filled with my mighty power. Do not let doubts and fear overwhelm you, but strive to become a living embodiment of my work within you. Go forward with courage, with goodness and honesty, and let your life path be a true reflection of my love, always ready to help those who are buffering and in need. Every slightest act of kindness, every show of compassion, and every word of encouragement is a testimony of my presence in you. Therefore, let everyone bring love and light into the world, not knowing fatigue in good deeds, for the impact of the efforts and sacrifices made will soon become apparent. One is bound to notice how one's deeds done in the name of higher ideals bring blessings and peace to those around him. It is important to remain faithful to the knowledge received, not to retreat or weaken in one's faith. It is necessary to strengthen oneself in prayer, realizing that the adversary lurks in the shadows, hoping to lead one astray from the true path. However, one should not allow him to turn away from high aspirations, not to allow doubts to slow down his progress. One should not fear the wiles of the enemy and let worldly doubts and judgments hold one back. One should hold fast to one's faith, discarding all doubts and fears, and find comfort in the promise. It is important to remember that the higher powers are always watching, no matter what problems, trials, or obstacles one faces. They will never abandon a person. Their love and protection will always surround him, guiding every step and supporting him when the burden becomes overwhelming. The author addresses to his beloved descendant, giving him the innermost instructions that should become a guiding star in the impenetrable darkness of life's trials. These words are the quintessence of truth and strength, an inexhaustible storehouse of wisdom and support, always ready to come to the rescue in moments of mental torment and hardship. Let these priceless revelations forever settle in the heart, giving indestructible fortitude in the face of any difficulties and peace in the raging ocean of confusion. The author encourages the child to walk boldly through life, aware of his invisible presence and comprehensive protection that can shield him from any adversity and adversity. At every step, one should show courage, mercy, and unwavering honesty, turning every obstacle into a springboard that brings one closer to the cherished goal of spiritual union with the author. He expresses his boundless love and affection for his son or daughter, urging them to move forward in faith, bringing the light of his love and truth into the world. The author invariably stays close by, guiding and supporting from within. By embracing his teachings, one can have a worthy legacy, multiplying blessings for oneself and future generations. May the author's love dispel any doubts and fears, and a life lived in accordance with his teachings become a guarantee of prosperity and spiritual growth. His love for this creature knows no bounds, and he sincerely wishes him every prosperity and success in all endeavors. From the very moment of his birth, every thought and every endeavor has been directed solely towards his welfare. He witnessed his first timid cry, watched in awe as he grew and matured, and is now proud to see the incredible person he has become. He has accompanied him at every turn in life, sharing in the joy of celebrations and the bitterness of tears. In every moment of his existence, he was there for him, ready to support in times of need, to comfort in sorrow, to genuinely rejoice in triumphs and share in sorrow. From the very first breath, he nourished great hopes that this man would prosper, continuously develop, and find true happiness in all spheres of his life. His plans for his future exceed his wildest imaginations, and so he addresses these words to him today to reiterate his unwavering support and sincere wish for his best. He wants this man to shine a bright light for those around him, generously giving warmth, kindness, and love to everyone he meets along the way. May your wanderings be generously sprinkled with chances to learn new things, to show love and to grow personally, so that you can discover the true greatness dormant inside and overcome life's adversities with wisdom, like stormy seas. The author hopes that all of this will become a reality for you, so that you can serve as a source of inspiration for others, encouraging them to become better versions of themselves, to show care and attention to each other. Undoubtedly, along the way, you will face periods of hardship, burdens that seem overwhelming, and storms that can break your spirit. However, I assure you that every effort made, every tear shed, and every sacrifice made will not be in vain. These trials will temper your character, transforming you into a stronger, more mature, and wiser person. Believe, my child, in these words and boldly embark on the journey that is in store for you. Be brave and do not be afraid to make mistakes, for even in failure there is a lesson, an opportunity to rise again with redoubled courage and move forward enriched with wisdom and determination. Know that throughout your life's journey, I will always be by your side in every moment, whether filled with joy or sadness, doubt or confidence. An invisible force like an all-encompassing love surrounds everyone, giving unwavering support in every circumstance. This precious child can be assured that even in the most difficult times, when the storms of life shake his existence, this support will remain unchanged. It will be a source of strength and calm in the midst of chaos, allowing it to move forward boldly towards a future that is already predetermined. In this future, the deepest desires and dreams will come true. You should not let small troubles and difficulties derail you from your intended path. It is necessary to keep moving forward with the same steadfastness as the mighty oak tree and the same enthusiasm as the morning dawn. It should be remembered that even the highest mountains encountered on the way will be a witness to courage and a beacon of hope for those who lack faith. Today, everyone is endowed with special strength, power, and authority to successfully overcome any trials, obstacles, and barriers. Clarity of mind is granted to see the right path and wisdom to make informed decisions at every crossroads of destiny. May every challenge be a valuable lesson and every difficulty a stepping stone to growth. May the spirit rise above all obstacles, accepting each challenge as an opportunity to rise to new heights. A look into the past should reveal to everyone not just a series of events, but a chain of triumphs and trials that have become key milestones on the path of personal growth. Let no one have any doubts about his or her own strength, about the wealth of abilities, talents, and gifts that lie within. At times when determination is ready to fade, may these words be a source of comfort and support. Each person is a unique creature, endowed with limitless potential and a heart full of love. Everyone's life path is unique, and at the same time, everyone has the strength to overcome any adversity, becoming only stronger. Do not give up, for it is in trials that one can find grace and boundless favor. You need to keep moving forward, believing in that special purpose that is meant just for you. Life is a priceless gift, and there is always support. You can feel the presence in every breeze, in every ray of sunshine that caresses your skin, in every beat of your heart. There is always someone ready to guide, support, and shower blessings on every aspect of life. Hard work and sacrifice will never go unnoticed. There is no need to doubt that a cloudless and promising future lies ahead. It should be remembered that it is impossible to reap the fruits without sowing the seeds. Any achievement requires considerable effort and dedication. Therefore, you should not give in to weakness. Let despondency take over and retreat in the face of difficulties, because eventually the time will come when you can enjoy the results of their diligence. Perseverance is sure to be rewarded. It is necessary to believe that the efforts made will not be wasted. Every action, Even the most insignificant has value, and decisions made with difficulty will be appreciated. A generous blessing, so I'm sure to be rewarded for the courage and faithfulness shown. Realizing how thorny was the path passed, full of dangers and obstacles that required courage and determination. Even if there are those who try to break the spirit, to destroy dreams and hopes, you should not lose courage. We should not let the words of others shake our self-confidence and distract us from the bright future that destiny has in store for us. Do not let the whispers of doubt coming from skeptics make you give up your cherished aspirations, and do not allow their sarcastic remarks to undermine your determination. Stand firm in the face of criticism, allowing nothing to stand in the way of your goals. Don't sacrifice the fruits of your tireless labor, and don't let anyone diminish your efforts to realize your dreams. Keep your inner strength. Keep the fire of the Spirit. Do not give up the lofty goals implanted in your heart, for every effort and sacrifice will be noticed. Do not settle for less than bound. What you are capable of. Look up to the heavens and expand your horizons. Dream big, for the power is limitless. Do not limit the potential inherent in you. Diligence and perseverance in achieving your goals will be generously rewarded. Embodying love and power, live with confidence and support, knowing that your potential has no limits. Pursue your purpose. Walk towards the great destiny prepared for you. The author realizes that there is no escaping hardship on life's journey when everything around you seems hostile and the struggle seems overwhelming. But do not let adversity break you. Remember the moments when it seemed that all doors were closed and the trials were too great. The author has always been there, clearing the way and removing obstacles to help you achieve your goals. So once again, he encourages you not to give up in this struggle. Renew and revitalize yourself by turning to him, and he will empower you to withstand the storms of life. Remember that his Spirit dwells within you, guiding you to new horizons and helping you to overcome all obstacles and difficulties. Keep moving forward. Don't lose heart and don't get discouraged if things don't go according to plan. Just keep moving forward. Keep faith and devotion to your ideals. Persistently strive for your dreams. As promised, everything will turn out in the best possible way. So you should not be afraid of difficulties, and you should bravely meet the challenges of fate, showing resilience and perseverance at every step. Even if the desired results are not yet visible, you should be sure that all prayers and efforts will definitely bear fruit at the right time. It is important to remember that every effort made and every obstacle overcome will not go unnoticed. All difficulties and endeavors have prepared for the present moment, so it is necessary to move forward with courage, because an extraordinary and promising future lies ahead. It is necessary to move forward with hope and confidence, because the best is yet to come. Every challenge overcome brings you closer to the realization of your dreams, so you should not let fatigue or despair cloud your eyes. There is always support and guidance, like a giant showing the right path. Every effort and sacrifice will be rewarded, and the choices made will determine the future. In his hands is the miracle that has been awaited for so long. Do not give up hope, for something truly magnificent looms on the horizon. At times when the spirit is weighed down and the heart aches, let the words of love be a source of comfort and hope. One should not think that one is lonely or forgotten, even if at times it seems as if darkness is consuming him. It is necessary to know that he is always near, surrounded by care and mercy. Today is offered to bathe in love and grace, for in his hands is a long-awaited miracle, a blessing so profound that it will revitalize, bring healing, and bring prosperity. It is a breakthrough so long awaited and so deeply appreciated in the heart. Despite all the trials and tribulations, faith has remained unshaken. Every tear that has been shed has mattered. None has gone unnoticed. Every prayer, every sigh has reached his ears. That is why he is here to wipe away the tears and heal the deepest wounds. In the course of life's journey, every human being encounters difficulties that test the spirit and leave marks on the soul. Illness, pain, sorrow, and despair are just some of the trials that are faced. However, in spite of everything, faith remains unshaken. One firmly believes that one's pleas will be heard. This is why it is important to realize the constancy of all-encompassing love. Even in the most difficult times, when everything seems to be going wrong, support is always there. After all, each person is a precious child, and there is nothing more important than seeing them whole, prosperous, and thriving in all areas of life. You should not give up and lose hope, giving in to the influence of the current situation. It may seem that the burden is too heavy, that the whole world is turned against you, or that you are running out of strength. But it is important to remember, especially in the darkest times when all hope seems lost, that support is near, even closer than before. She holds your hand, leading you out of the storm of adversity. Life is full of obstacles and challenges, but each one is a chance for growth and learning. With careful guidance, even the most difficult experiences will turn into valuable lessons that strengthen the spirit. All that is needed is faith and patience, for often the greatest blessings are hidden behind the most difficult challenges. So let man continue on his journey, realizing that his presence in this world is not accidental and is predestined for a purpose beyond his wildest imaginings. In moments of heartache and confusion, when the meaning of what is happening slips away, let him turn to the source of support and proclaim the promises given from above. In this source, he will gain a broader perspective on his life, realizing that every aspect of it is carefully constructed into a magnificent masterpiece, where all things work together for good. Let him not be afraid of what is to come, nor worry about the opinions of others, for his future is in safe hands, where everything is possible. He may not be able to grasp the depth of the plan now, but let him believe that it is a plan filled with love and hope. Miracles are invisibly working in his life, and in time the evidence of devotion and care will become evident. All that is required is trust, and then whatever he seeks with sincere faith is sure to come true. Let him always remember that the power of faith lies within himself. Faith is the divine spark that allows one to see beyond the present, beyond the obvious. It is faith that gives confidence in the wonderful future that lies ahead. A person's faith serves as a bridge, connecting his prayers with the answers from above. And through it, a significant and powerful miracle will take place in his life. Let the flame of hope burn brightly in his heart. It is important that he keep his faith strong and unwavering. Though storms may rage around him, he should not let them extinguish the light within. That light is the presence of a higher power within him, illuminating even the darkest places. It should never be forgotten that he is fervently loved. Love for him knows no bounds. It is unconditional and unwavering. No matter how many times he has stumbled or what mistakes he has made, the affection for him remains unchanged. Embrace is always open to him with love and mercy. One must always remember that he is always ready to listen when he needs to talk. He just needs to turn in prayer. No detail is too trivial, no burden is too great to bear. With him by his side, a person can overcome any challenge. It is important to believe that the miracle he has been waiting for is in the hands of the Almighty. It will be delivered to him when the time is right, so he should hold on with patience, for it will find its way to him at the perfect moment. One should not give in to discouragement and lose hope, for faith is a beacon that lights the way to the coming one, which is destined under the auspices of the higher powers and is filled with delightful gifts. Let every moment be a holiday, because the miraculous transformation is just around the corner. It is today that the shackles that restrain movement are dissolved into dust. Freedom, blessing, and prosperity are granted. We must believe in this immutable truth. On this day of hope, everyone should feel unconditional love, realize the invisible presence around them, and realize that they are surrounded by mercy and kindness. As the almighty and loving parent, the one who illuminates the path of life is ready to break every curse that hangs over life and dispel the darkness that clouds the mind, heart, and spirit. It is important to remember that this day marks the end of the doubts and fears that have held the heart captive. There will be no more room for uncertainty, sadness, and confusion. Today, the barriers that have stood in the way of progress are broken down. Today, the chains of curses and needs that have poisoned existence are broken. A full and abundant life is destined to be bestowed. May everyone be filled with peace and wisdom, immersed in boundless love, and allow blessings to flow into all areas of existence. Observing the thorny path traveled by man, the daily hardships and trials, one cannot help but notice how darkness and intrigues of ill-wishers tried to lead him off his spiritual path, darkening his faith with doubts and obstacles. But now, in boundless love, the higher powers assure him that they dispel the shadows that covered the horizon, preventing him from seeing the opportunities and gifts prepared by destiny. Breaking the shackles that shackled life and destroying the chains of doubts and fears, the higher powers liberate man from the negative influences that disturbed his mental equilibrium. At this moment, freedom is proclaimed and the divine light illuminates the path, bringing safety, joy, and peace. An end is now declared to the curses that have stunted growth. Confusion will be replaced by clarity and understanding. Where uncertainty once lived, confidence and conviction will blossom. Where there was despair, the soul will be filled with hope and renewal. Love will penetrate every cell, giving a sense of wholeness, peace, and vitality. On this blessed day, the heavens will open above you, and the grace of the Almighty will pour out a generous stream. The gates of prosperity will open before you, revealing opportunities hitherto unseen, like treasures waiting to be discovered. Your faith will be strengthened like a tree that reaches for the waters of life, and it will sprout fruits of abundance without withering. In the arms of the Most High, you will find the peace your soul longs for, the rest from worldly worries, and answers to the questions hidden in the depths of your heart. Believe in the word of the Most High, my child, and see how his promises are realized in your life, filling it with meaning and prosperity. With the Almighty at your side, nothing can stop you, and no trial will be impossible. The shadows of doubt that once clouded your faith and the confusion that disturbed your inner peace will lose their power over you. The Most High will be with you, illuminating your path like a beacon of hope and granting you miracles beyond all understanding. Do not be afraid, beloved, to step forward and trust in the Most High, for he is your Father who desires only your good. Trust in his guidance, and he will be your faithful guide and companion who will not leave you even in the darkest times of the spiritual desert. Always remember that the divine presence follows you unceasingly, and his grace will be with you forever. He will be your support in times of doubt and your inspiration in this journey of faith. Trust him and let him guide your life. Know that you are infinitely loved and that your past does not matter to him. All that matters is that you are here and now listening to his voice, catching the silent call in your heart that testifies to his love. He is here to light your way and lead you to the peace, joy, and happiness you long for. Put your trust in him, child of his. Trust in his light, his love, and his faithfulness, for he will never leave you. Always remember that his grace and mercy surround you, and his desire is to shower you with bountiful blessings. Know that his love for you is boundless, his faithfulness unshakable. Even if you have to pass through the darkest valleys, his light will always illuminate your path. Therefore, he invites you to keep moving forward, based on the truth of his teachings, remaining steadfast in prayer. It is through this perseverance that you will see his wisdom unfold in your life, guiding you to prosperity. And he reiterates to you, his child, rise up, open your heart, and proclaim his truth. Declare your liberation, for no curse, no fetters, no chains can hold you back. For he is with you, lighting your way, protecting you, and loving you. The heavenly voice assures you of eternal support and inexhaustible grace, promising to be an inseparable companion on the path of life, guiding you and showering blessings on every aspect of existence. On this momentous day, he addresses his child and calls him to accept peace of mind and heavenly gifts sent down from above. This is the moment of spiritual dressing and radiance, the unbreakable promise to illuminate life with light, so that love and forgiveness may be given to those who seek answers and strive to break free from the shackles. The beloved being is given the power to crush any manifestation of darkness, to bring truth to those who wander in the dark, desperate for a beacon. Calling on faith, the voice promises to guide the way with love and discernment, transforming into a joyful, prosperous, and blessed creature. It assures of its abiding love and closeness, promising never to leave. The call to trust opens the prospect of seeing blessings beyond all imagination. There is no need to fear, for he is always near. There is no need to grow weary, for he is a God who gives strength. There will always be support in support with his right hand of truth. Opponents will be cast down in confusion and shame, turning to nothing, for he is the God who holds his hand and encourages not to fear, for he is always ready to come to the rescue. When life's troubles get in your way, he will be the one to resolve them. If you find yourself in dark circumstances, he will be there to share the burden. And if affliction touches you, he will bring healing, for he is a healer sent from heaven. He rescues from the abyss of despair and surrounds you with love and mercy. It is important to remember that he will never leave or forsake you. He is an unfailing help, comforter, and guide on life's journey. Through the Holy Spirit, he dwells in the heart. No matter what happens, he is always there, never leaving even in the most difficult times. Trust him, for he is in control of everything that happens, and nothing escapes his attention. Remember, he always wants the best, even when others try to break. Put your life in his hands and let him lead you. Give him your heart, and he will restore what has been lost. You will regain all that you have lost and more. You will no longer be broken, for his desire is to see you prosper and thrive. Trust wholeheartedly, and your heart will be filled with rejoicing, and your life will be enriched, not only yours, but that of your loved ones and your descendants down to the third tribe. The righteous will know no want, and his family will not be deprived of anything. The promise made to you is unbreakable. Whatever storms may rage around you, you will be provided for. For you are a precious child, a great treasure, and it is in the plan to bless you and increase your prosperity. You may be tormented by doubts that past mistakes can diminish love, but this is not the case. Love is boundless and eternal, and nothing will prevent the fulfillment of your destiny. Cast aside hesitation and believe in the mighty. The blessings will be so manifest that everyone will recognize in it the acts of the Lord, the giver of all blessings. Let the light of divine revelations illuminate the mind today, bringing grace and prosperity. Bring all anxieties under your auspices and find peace. Allow something marvelous to happen in your life, as promised at your first invocation. Do not forget that it is he who created you, knowing every particle of nature. He sees everyone's strengths and difficulties. He knows your hopes and deepest desires. So there is no need to be afraid, for he is here to help. He is a king, steadfast and reliable. He treats everyone as a beloved child, and his deepest desire is to shower blessings in abundance, filling hearts with joy and lives with richness and fullness. It should be remembered that he is the God of abundance, not scarcity, always true to his word. An unwavering trust should be placed in him. One should hand over the reins of one's life completely and not rely on one's own understanding, but immerse oneself in the wisdom of his words. It is important to accept his teachings and cling to them with all one's might day and night, and then the depth of the soul will find the fulfillment it seeks, for there is no obstacle in this world that can prevent the realization of his promises. He will bestow such an abundance of blessings that all, their families and descendants, will exult with joy and delight. Not a single tear will go unnoticed, for every moment of sorrow will be followed by a multitude of blessings shed on life, turning trials into triumphs. Turn your gaze to the heavens and let each realize his or her true purpose. Each one is a beloved who has won the victory through Christ Jesus, chosen and sanctified as part of a holy nation and a royal priesthood, predestined even before they were born. Everyone's destiny is to be great, to flourish, and to become a source of love and mercy in a world hungry for compassion. One should never doubt the immensity and depth of love. Regardless of trials and errors, that love remains unchanged. Always there, loving unconditionally, ready to forgive, heal, and restore wholeness. Each day should be walked with the assurance of a constant presence. There is always a defense and shield in times of adversity, a light of hope and freedom in the midst of chaos. Always safe in hand, no evil will harm, for angels are sent to guard, maintaining in a state of peace beyond all understanding. Trust with all your heart until the end, and then everyone will witness the unfolding of abundant and glorious blessings in their lives. Love knows no limits. It is eternal, steadfast, and unchanging. It is necessary to realize that there is a higher power that is entirely devoted to the well-being, joy, and triumph of every human being. During the course of life's journey, full of vicissitudes and surprises, this power is the architect of destiny, painstakingly and skillfully weaving every aspect of existence into a marvelous pattern of grace and splendor. The heart should remain light and serene, for in this supreme power one can find indestructible strength to overcome any challenge, wisdom to make the right decisions, and courage to achieve cherished goals with indomitable energy. This force calls everyone to the lofty goal of living in a way that reflects her glory and virtue in the world. In obeying her will, one will discover the deep satisfaction that comes from serving others, from being a beacon of light in the darkness, and from spreading the fragrance of her love everywhere. This is the kind of life she calls for, a life of meaning, impact, and eternal joy. Therefore, as we enter each new day, we must remember that this higher power guides every step. One must embrace life's journey with faith, knowing that she is organizing everything for the highest good and for the advancement of her kingdom. Together we must look to the future with hope, for she has grand plans, plans for prosperity, not harm, plans to give hope in a future. Remember that you are cherished and valued and infinitely loved. He is your Father, your Savior, and your most loyal supporter. Let his words be the anchor for your soul, the firm foundation on which you will build your life. Trust him, and together you will embark on this exciting adventure.